The Syrian city of Aleppo was completely liberated from jihadists almost a month ago now. But despite residents no longer having to suffer militant rule, the humanitarian crisis continues to drag on. We heard from locals about their daily struggle.
We need more food. There's never enough. We're given blankets, beds and clothes. However, we're always lacking food.
Ordinary people are living in the area. We haven't had any help from the moment we arrived here. We went to a nearby neighborhood where the humanitarian aid was handed out, but it was only distributed to those who were registered in that district. We went to the market to buy something, but got nothing. There's no aid, money can't buy anything. There's no food, no electricity here.
No one provided us with assistance. We can't go home until the house is restored. We need help because the rent is very high. It's necessary that the house is built. Everything is very expensive.
Look, the entrance to our building is closed. We cannot go in there. We need some help. In the house there is nothing at all. Everything is destroyed. Nobody gives us any help. There is no help.
There is not enough help. I've received nothing. I was standing on my feet for 2 days to receive aid. There is nothing here, no water or electricity.
Since the city's liberation, the situation there has been largely ignored in the mainstream media, which is in stark contrast to its coverage of Aleppo just last month.
Thousands trapped in the eastern city in freezing temperatures.
The images of suffering children in Aleppo.
The people of Aleppo are starving.
Aleppo in ruins. A humanitarian catastrophe unfolds.
We heard from Andrew Ashdown, an Anglican priest who's just returned from the devastated city. Here's what he told us.
I was in Aleppo just before Christmas and spent 4 days in the city as the city was liberated. What was very interesting, actually, as we visited the city and as we visited areas at East Aleppo, just as they were being liberated and meeting with people coming out of the city, was that there were I think just over 100,000 people from East Aleppo, and their messages that they were coming out were very, very different to the media coverage that we had been hearing here in the West. And as soon as the city was liberated, and then you had 100,000 people there to tell their stories of what had actually been going on, the media has disappeared.
Russia's defense ministry has said that the city's also been neglected by international humanitarian organizations. Moscow says the majority of help being provided to civilians comes from Russia's Reconciliation Center, the International Red Cross and Red Crescent. However, Aleppo locals say it's not nearly enough. We spoke to the head of Red Cross in the city.
Well, I assess the situation on the ground as, from a humanitarian point of view, as very, very serious. Many people in Aleppo are displaced, need the most basic humanitarian service like food, other kind of support to maintain a minimum standard of living. And that is why actually together with the Syrian Arab Red Crescent, we decided really to upgrade our response to displaced and to returning. Also, you know that the present situation, people are progressively returning to eastern Aleppo quarters, and this need to be accompanied by the humanitarian aid. Indeed, in terms of security, in terms of access, I wouldn't say that there is a particular difficulty for the humanitarian agencies to be present and active in Aleppo.
We asked the UK Foreign Office and US State Department for comment on what London and Washington are doing to provide aid to civilians in Aleppo, but as yet we haven't received any response.